Hey, listen to Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM 89.0 and ArrowFM in the Wire Wrapper. As always, I'm Grady and live on Skype we got Josh.
Yo.
So we're going to talk about the greatest Royal Rumble event. That's the name of the show. I'm not preliminarily sold on the Rumble match being the greatest yet. We'll find out after this week. But we have 10 matches to get through. It's a long show. I think 5 hours it's scheduled for, plus a pre-show. But I don't know if any of these matches are happening on the pre-show. So let's just crack straight on into it. Cruiserweight Championship match: Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto.
Should be a decent little match. Definitely something to get Cedric's title reign kicked off with. I expect to see him retain the title.
I wouldn't be, in any other situation, Kalisto's not a bad champ down in the Cruiserweight division. But in this situation, I feel like it's a little early for Cedric to lose the title. It'll just be a little lackluster.
Especially after everything that he went through to actually get the dang thing. Especially when he was, I think, was originally supposed to get it in the Royal Rumble before he who shall not be named in that division got fired.
Yeah. There was a lot of things that happened, and we held off for so long. It definitely would be disappointing to see it taken off him so quickly. So I'll also cross my fingers that Cedric retains here, but it should be a good match between him and Kalisto. The Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
This should be a short match, and it should be devastating for the Usos. They are going to get bludgeoned.
That's a nice way to put it.
I would, as much as I would put it in the same ballpark as I don't expect Usos to win the titles, as I don't expect Kalisto to win the title.
Yep. I'm going to assume the Bludgeon Brothers are going to run amok for a little while. The big question is who's next for the Bludgeon Brothers once they finish off the Usos here.
Maybe a face, the Bar. That's something that hasn't been done yet.
True. Because the Bar are going to be busy versus Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy in the Raw Tag Team Championship match. And I'd like to point out this is the most predictable match ever. Be just a smidge awkward to have both the Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles on SmackDown.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think there might be one that's slightly more predictable on the same card.
Let me scroll back. Yep. Okay. One of the most.
But the Bar should lose. It's time that they do not have the red stripes belts anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely need to see where they're going with the Woken Warriors.
Yeah. If I told you, 4 years ago, that the Hardy brothers are both going to be back in the WWE, they're going to be both champions, but not the same belt, would have been a little unbelievable.
I would have been, la 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 la, they're not coming back, I don't want to ever see them again, la 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 la.
And now you're only that about half of them, right? But yeah, I expect, obviously there'll be a title change here. Full stop. It's going from vacant to
not a title change. The title's vacant.
Vacant is a real person, okay? They have a profile and everything. That counts. We just talked about Jeff. Might as well talk about his United States Championship taking on Jinder Mahal. If he loses, the US title goes back to Raw.
Yeah. And this is the one I was talking about that was more predictable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jeff's keeping the title on SmackDown.
What if Jeff loses it to Jinder and then Rollins loses it to Joe?
That's not going to happen because of the backlash match between Joe and Reigns.
What if Seth loses it to Miz?
Well, I suppose that's entirely possible, but Miz already has a rematch at Backlash.
Yeah, it's very unlikely, but it is potentially an outcome. I wouldn't put it as 100% sold that Jeff and Seth are both retaining. They're either both retaining or both losing. Actually, because they could retain and then Backlash, and I don't know what's going to happen with these. I'm going to expect both champions to retain, but I'm unsure. I think Jeff will definitely walk out with the United States Championship.
Especially after the mini-me comment by Jinder Mahal.
Yeah. And I don't know what Jeff will be doing at Backlash 1 week later.
Randy Orton. Randy Orton's won. Remember, Randy Orton won the right to be the number one contender just before the title got switched to Jeff.
How well did that work out for him?
Yeah. So he's still technically the number one contender.
Do we remember that? Are we meant to remember that?
I think we are because of the way that they've come down to the ring, and Randy was going to answer Benjamin's challenge, and Jeff answered it, and then this week Jeff was going to answer it, and Randy answered it instead.
Okay, so I'll assume that that's the feud going forward, and that Jeff retains the United States Championship. But that leaves the Intercontinental out there: Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe versus The Miz. I'm assuming Seth retains then.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I got to vote with you here. I think any other situation without the brand switches, without Rollins just winning the title, I think any of these four men would do great as the Intercontinental Champion, but I don't know. I don't think there'll be another title switching brands. Although it would be interesting to see the Universal Champion versus the Intercontinental Champion at Backlash, but that's a different scenario that will not likely happen. Because obviously Joe is going straight into a match with Roman Reigns the week after. And Seth Rollins versus The Miz, the Intercontinental title. Fingers crossed one of them still has it for that match. Be a little awkward if they didn't. Just let's have a match, I guess. I guess the other aspect to talk about with this match is that it is also a ladder match, as I'm reading here. So I don't know if that favors anybody in particular, but I'm going to assume it doesn't change anything other than the fact that we'll probably see Finn do some flippy stuff off the top.
It should be very interesting. I guess if Seth loses, I actually see Finn winning to keep the title on Raw.
I think it's the most probable loss for Seth. But who knows at this point? Nobody knows. What we do know is that AJ Styles is going to get kicked in the dick. Really hope he brought a cup.
They're trying to give him a vasectomy the hard way.
That's one way to put it.
I'm going with Nakamura to win the title here.
Okay.
I could see them maybe stretching it over to Backlash and have a DQ finish or something where he gets caught low blowing him. But I kind of expect the finish that of when AJ Styles won his first WWE Championship.
You're making me think back.
That was against Dean Ambrose when he low blowed him and then hit his hit the Styles Clash to pin Dean Ambrose to win the title.
Yep. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't quite know what's going to happen with these two. I think the feud is 100% going to end with Shinsuke holding the belt. How we get there, I would say if this was a regular pay-per-view, Shinsuke takes it. The part that keeps it up in the air for me is that Backlash is 1 week later. And that it's, we could just wait a week.
But it would be definitely a perfect time, I think, to pull the switch on this special event.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the fact that then you could have the rematch, get it out of the way 1 week later.
True.
And then you could move on to Shinsuke's next feud.
Yeah. I could definitely see that happening as well, and as you said, it's a good opportunity to get it done quick, rather than waiting around. What's after Backlash? Money in the Bank? That'll be interesting. But we've got to get through a special event and a pay-per-view before we get to Money in the Bank, so... let's just talk about the obvious match. I'm leaving two of them for some reason. Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, Steel Cage, Universal Championship. How quickly does Reigns walk away with the win?
This is going to be a 20. I think this is going to be a 15-minute beatdown that eventually ends up with Reigns on top.
Pinfall or cage escape?
I'm going to go with pinfall because I don't know when the last time Lesnar was involved in a cage match that did not end with somebody getting pinned.
Yeah. I think it would be a little dirty to have this huge feud, this huge thing go on and on and on, and then end with Roman Reigns escaping the cage. It's got to end with Roman Reigns pinning Brock Lesnar in the middle of the ring for the 1, 2, 3 in my mind.
Yeah, after all the build-up, it's gotta be. That's gotta be the end for this feud.
The cage escape would promote another match. It would make Roman Reigns not necessarily look strong. Haha, that's the meme. And does nothing for Brock Lesnar either. It switches the title and makes me think there'll be another one.
Yeah, cage escape to win the title's more of a heel thing to do anyway.
Yeah. I expect Reigns win it nice and clean, middle of the ring, go into his match with Joe at Backlash, probably non-title, but he'll win it anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, well, we'll play our entrance theme for the week. It is a new entrance theme for Big Cass. Let's play it now. And you're back with the Wrestling Roundup on FreeFM 89.0 and ArrowFM in the Wire Rapper. Grady and Josh. We got 3 matches left. All the titles, they're out of the way. Let's sit down, let's get our discussing hats on. Undertaker Rusev, casket match. Will the Undertaker bury Rusev softly? Or Jericho make the last minute save?
Part of me is holding out hope that they pull a bait and switch and do like the debut of Mankind and have somebody attack the Undertaker that was inside the casket and allow Rusev Day to win. But that's like Ziggler winning the United States Championship level of predictions.
Never say that. Never say that again. That's how we get bad juju.
So I expect Rusev to get murdered.
And buried. Well, you don't really get buried, do you? And put away.
He's good.
I don't know. That's clearly the only way this can go, right?
Yeah.
As much as it would be great to have some other outcome, as much as it would be great to get Rusev so much goddamn hype from winning this, don't see it happen.
Yeah. I think it would be funny to see Taker put both Aiden English and Rusev in the casket before shutting it.
Yeah, don't know if there'd be a lot of room in there. I have heard
they built some pretty big ones before.
It was a Mark Henry one, I think it was a big one.
Yeah, there was Mark Henry had a big one. So did Mabel and Yokozuna, but that was largely because of their size.
Yeah.
I've
heard to go with your Mankind theory, a different one where it's Aiden English inside the casket, and he sings at the Undertaker. But that would just ultimately still end in Aiden English and Rusev getting beat down.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how the Undertaker goes. Was his WrestleMania match a quick one because that's all he can do? Or was it a quick one to indicate he's going to be back for a run?
From what I understand, John Cena pushed for what happened at WrestleMania. That he wanted the Undertaker to seem like he mattered still. That he and to give, and so he pushed to have him basically get completely annihilated by the Undertaker.
Yeah. I'm not understanding on whether this is The Undertaker saying I'm back for the next few WrestleManias or if this is Undertaker saying I'm back for a long time. And it's hard to tell because normally sticking around after WrestleMania would indicate the second, but this is Greatest Royal Rumble and there's money flying about. If The
Yeah, and
Undertaker
then he
is.
did say he was going to be back for a while after when he came back to motivate SmackDown last year
Mm,
before his Survivor Series, before the 2016 Survivor Series. But he didn't,
no,
and all he did was work WrestleMania.
as always. Didn't they lose that as well?
No, SmackDown won that one.
Okay, so he
They
had no
lost
reason to
last
come back.
year's.
Okay.
Yeah, he threatened them that he was going to make their lives living hell if they lost.
There you go. That's why he didn't come back. He wasn't needed. Yeah, I don't know. A part of me has consistently just said, please, you're done, goodbye. If for some miraculous way I cannot, like, stop, he wants to do one more match at WrestleMania, please be healthy enough to do a build up. A long build up. I don't want the last one to just be someone stumbling through their last match. But we'll see, I guess, with this casket match. If it's done sort of a limited way or whether it's done in a proper, 15-minute match with The Undertaker looking fresh. Well, we talked about The Undertaker's opponent at WrestleMania, John Cena. He's booked himself a match against Triple H at Greatest Royal Rumble.
This should be a fun match. I am wondering if it will end the same way the WrestleMania 22 encounter did.
You're making me think back. Just jog my memory.
Cena made Triple H tap out.
I gotta think so, right?
Yeah.
I know the jokes that Triple H always wins and stuff, but he doesn't need it. Cena doesn't need it. This could go either way. I can't promise you that either of these men will still be here at Backlash.
By the way, to dispel that particular myth that you just referenced, at WrestleMania, Triple H has lost more matches than anyone else in WrestleMania history.
Is he the reverse Undertaker?
No, because he's also is like fourth on the list for most wins at WrestleMania.
Is he top for most WrestleMania matches then?
Second, I believe, or third. Second or third, it was like that, because obviously the Undertaker is number one.
Of course.
But yeah, I think he's had like 20 matches, or 21 or 22 matches, somewhere around there at WrestleMania. And he's won 9 of them and lost 12.
Yeah, just a few. All in all, even having like the most losses, that's not a bad win-loss record. But who do you see walking out the winner here, Cena or Triple H?
Since Trip can fade away into the background and stuff, I'm gonna say Cena wins.
Okay. I'm going to say Triple H wins in 3 minutes, much like The Undertaker did, and we all start questioning if John Cena still has it in him. It's a long shot, but I don't want to pick the obvious pick.
Yeah.
We got to disagree on some things. Greatest Royal Rumble, 50-man Rumble match. Now, I'm just going to read off the poster. I'm sorry if these people don't show up. There's a lot of people. I'm just going to read off the poster. Tyler Breeze, Fandango, Heath Slater, Rhino, Sin Cara, Titus O'Neil, Zack Ryder, he's injured, not showing up. Chad Gable, Shelton Benjamin, Gold Dust, The Revival, Mojo Rawley, Big Cass, Bo Dallas, Curtis Axel, The Club, Shane McMahon, Dolph Ziggler, Mark Henry, Big Show, Baron Corbin, Elias, Titus Worldwide, The Great Khali, Chris Jericho, Daniel Bryan, Kurt Angle, Rey Mysterio, Bobby Lashley, Kevin Owens, The New Day, Braun Strowman, Randy Orton, and Bobby Roode. Pick one.
Bobby Lashley.
As good a pick as any.
I'd rather it be Kane, but that's You can't give Kane the regular Royal Rumble. Why not give him the greatest one?
Yeah. I am now of the mindset that this is a canon Royal Rumble. This is 100% canon. I'm sure there's nothing on the line for the winner, but they will go down in the record books. I saw a by the numbers article. I believe it. I believe that records set in this Rumble will count. I believe that everything is on the line. Most Rumble appearances, you'll get an extra tick next to your name. This is my belief. Right or wrong, it's my belief at the moment. And I really want it to be Braun Strowman.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I'm just thinking that they want to make Bobby Lashley seem like he matters.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of expect him to win the match.
Yeah. To cut down the names I listed, let's go to some factors here. Shane McMahon, interesting choice. I assume not going to last very long.
I could see him lasting a little bit.
Oh, yeah, because he's sort of the endurance guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I also see him do at least at one point trying to do the coast to coast.
I hope he tries, and when he's on the top turnbuckle, some heel knocks him off. Just to, you don't get to see the coast to coast. Good moment. Two WWE Hall of Famers, Kurt Angle and Mark Henry. There used to be a time when a Hall of Famer didn't compete. Now we have two of them in one Rumble. Kurt, I'm going to assume, is just going to wrestle sporadically. Mark Henry, I'm going to think this is a one-off.
Yeah, this is definitely a one-off for Mark.
This is like Kurt's, third match now?
Yeah. Let's see here. The TLC match. The Survivor Series match.
Oh, I forgot that one.
WrestleMania. And then the Royal Rumble, Greatest Royal Rumble.
So 4.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan. Hot favorite.
Yeah, definitely a possibility.
Chris Jericho. Not really a possibility.
No.
But
just a one body to fill the roster.
Potentially having a match with The Undertaker. Still unsure about that. The Great Khali.
Nope.
Just say nope and move on.
Yep.
The Big Show.
Nope.
I'd be quite happy to see it.
Yeah, that would be alright, but I don't see it happening.
No. It's Dolph Ziggler winning the US title chance is happening. But maybe. And then the little guy in the middle of the poster, Rey Mysterio.
Well, I'm not going to say he has a 0% chance because he did win the actual Royal Rumble. So he has a puncher's chance?
For me, it's an interesting inclusion, 2 Rumbles in a row. Is he injured? Is he not injured? Is he signed? Is he not signed? These questions and more answered at the Greatest Royal Rumble. Obviously not injured. Yeah, I don't know. If I had to throw a dart and pick a winner, I'd pick Braun. If I have a pipe dream winner, I'll take Big Show.
Yeah, it's like I'm picking Bobby Lashley, but my pipe dream is Kane.
Yeah. From what I read from the Wikipedia article, it said that Kane was announced, but then later removed.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard that as well.
I don't know. There's 50 people, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure we're gonna Zack Ryder's been pulled from injury. There's gonna be like a road agent or two shoved in here last minute because we're short. It's gonna be like Road Dogg, slap on some trunks and get out there. There's gonna be something. All right, well we got through it. 5 hours, 10 matches, 60 odd people participating. Maybe some double duty, who knows? But all that I do know is that it's been great talking to you.
Maybe.
You can visit our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wrestling Radio, or our Twitter page, twitter.com/Wrestling Radio. And we'll see you next week with the results of the Greatest Royal Rumble Special Event.